I'm coming online here. There we go. Music's going off. I love that song. I think I was humming out loud, possibly. That's one of my favorites. I don't know what they're saying, but it just feels so good. How is everybody on a Tuesday at 9 p.m.? And notice how, well, if you're in the Toronto area, how bright it is out. Like the other day I was driving on I think it's the Saltis, the 21st, 22nd. So bright. I went for ice cream at like 9:40 at night. Still bright outside. And I took a beautiful picture, although it didn't turn out as beautiful as I saw it, but the moon was in a crescent and Venus has been in the sky so bright lately. I love the sky. I could stare for days and hours. I love it. And as I was driving, even though it was still starting to become dusk, the moon and this one planet, Venus, were so brightly together. So I got home, I took a picture as it got darker. So pretty. And I don't usually see the moon on that side. It's usually there. But anyway, it just happened to be like perfect night that night. And I got to eat ice cream, even better. Okay, so I looked through the registration. There were no questions. A lot of thankful, I'm thankful to be a part of it. And just so you all know, I'm very thankful that you are part of this because we're all in this together. So, it's very powerful and it helps me. Today I had a very busy day. I had my son's graduation. I was in Oakville from earlier today. I just got home actually, and that's why I'm still kind of dressed up. And as I said, well, you know what? No better time to do the call to de-stress from a lovely day, but yet a busy day. So we're all here. So again, thank you for being here, and let's have some fun. I was thinking, and I didn't have a lot of time to think about this call today, but usually I kind of relax for 20 minutes prior. But as I was making my cup of tea and bringing my water, all the sessions I had this week and last week and things kind of just resonate. There's questions. People have questions. And I love that people have questions. And when I answer questions, I'm answering them from my perspective. And if I were to listen to me talk, say 4 years ago, my perception, my thoughts and understanding were very different. I thought I knew a lot. And when I look back and I listen, I go, oh my God, how cute I was. I had no clue. And whatever I say today, I'll probably look back and say, oh my God, she was so cute. She didn't have a clue. Because when you work on yourself and when you really start to want to understand and ask for more information, you're going to change. Change is actually the natural state of humanity. Although a lot of us just want to look out the same window and think that nothing's changing. Although the universe is constantly changing, there are things changing all the time, but the humanness doesn't like change. The humanness doesn't really understand beyond the 3D because humanness was created so we can experience as a human in linear fashion. So we have things done. Our energetic system was set up in a specific way that could allow the balance for us to experience duality, the good and the bad. It was created to allow this thing called karma, which is cause and effect, meaning if I did something, I'm going to do the opposite end, or I need to learn that lesson, which is not a punishment. Karma is not a punishment. It's just a learning, an expression of learning. When we come and create our new lives, I believe in past lives. So, we pass away when we transition. We come back, we write a contract. This is what I'm going to do. And we forget, and then we have to start all over and figure it out. And there's this, bridge between the mind and the spirit, which is not very strong. So we live most of our lives in not knowing anything and trying to whittle our way through and explore ourselves. But that there's that call in our heart that wants us to explore more, that call towards God. That is our soul part of us speaking to us, trying to bring us to experience and kind of evolve, let's say. So when I speak, I'm always speaking from my perception at this point of time. When anyone gives you information, whether it's a psychic reader, a healer, someone in a restaurant that says they can read your field and they give you this lowdown about everything about you, and you're like, wow, I didn't even ask for that. Thank you very much. They are reading your field. We all have a field. Some of us are better at reading fields than others. We all read fields though. Now, here's an example. You meet someone for the very first time and you really like them and you want to get close to them. There's something about them, you just want to get close to them. Why is that? Well, your energies are connecting, they're moving, they're talking, they're doing all this stuff that we don't understand in the 3D world. And there might be a connection from a past life. You may have been sisters. That's all that cool stuff you can talk about and whatnot. Or you just might love that feeling of love. They're talking to your heart and somehow, and you feel it. Then you meet other people and you're like, whoa, I always want to run. Why? Well, maybe that person did something nasty to me in a past life. Maybe they just got some bad intentions that I'm sensing. Who knows? So we're already using a lot of communication, which is not verbal, although we don't understand it or don't know it. So when we're communicating with each other, I'm communicating with my perceptions, my belief systems, and all that other stuff that's running in the background. So as I have done a lot of work on myself the last 13 years, all that's really different in myself is the limiting beliefs have lifted. I'm a little more open to other things. I can feel that love within me more. I'm more connected. I'm learning discernment and prudence, which is a gradual learning and it continues. So when I talk about a subject, I'm talking about it from a place of where I am at this time. Now, when I say something and it resonates, you're going to feel in your heart, oh yeah, I feel it. I'm magnificent. I feel I'm powerful. I know at some level I feel it. And then your other party's saying, what are you talking about? You're not magnificent. You're nothing. You're this, you're that, you're that. So we have duality. So what duality is that light part of us, that connection to God, that piece of God that is us, because we're all magnificent, powerful beings. We are never making you better. You are already perfect. There's no healer out there. Don't ever give your power away to someone who says they're better. I'm going to make you better, because they can't make you better. You're a beautiful, powerful being. What is happening with our healing is the other part of us, the duality, the interference, the ego, the darker side of humanity. That is the part of us that doesn't want us to know how magnificent we are and how brilliant we are. So what we're doing in these type of sessions, today in a very gentle way, and it's not being forced, you're all getting what you need at this time, is we're slowly, gently, with love, just dissolving, transmuting, pulling out those parts of you and me, that dense energy that stops us from feeling magnificent, and we pull that away. And it leaves the earth, let's just say it leaves the earth plane. We don't care what happens to it, because we know these beings of light are going to do whatever's in the best interest. We don't really have control. We can just always say, just in the best interest of that person or that energy, and let it do. But what we are in control of is getting into allowance of the healing. What happens is our light quotient increases, our vibration increases, and in the higher vibration, where we're in love, joy, and compassion, when you're in that higher vibration, because that high frequency, you're putting that out, you're then attracting better scenarios. When we are feeling sad, confused, depressed, mad, angry, frustrated, we're in a lower vibration, we're sending that out, and we're allowing these circumstances and experience to come in to cause more confusion, more chaos. So as anyone ever told you, you're the creator of your own reality, and you look around and say, how did I create this? There's no way. My life is chaos after chaos, or problem after problem. There's just no way. Or I'm trying to hit my goal. I'm so close. And then all this stuff happens and my goal just goes so much further away. And you're like, what the heck? It's like you're never getting there. That's because of all the crap that's running in your subconscious, running in your field. That is not really who you are, but it is part of who we are in this 3D world to experience the experience of humanity, the duality. Then some people will ask, well, if we get rid of this duality, what are we going to experience? We need it. We need the dark. We do need the dark. And some people will argue with me and say, we need the dark. If we get rid of the dark, how are we going to know the contrast? Earth has been in the darkest of the dark, and it's now lifting out. And this is why we're all getting this. What we're seeing is not very nice out there. But it's part of the healing process, because we are in the phase of it of revelation, where we need to see what was been hidden, that darkness, and we're bringing it to light. When we look at it, we don't feel so good, right? It was created by humanity. Humanity now has to look at it, say, okay, I decide I don't want this. So you're going to send, well, I'm not saying you're going to send, but you can send love to it and dissolve it, and it will transmute and slowly leave the planet. But now let's just say I look at what we created and I'm disgusted, angry, I'm going to fight it. Well, that's exactly what the darkness of the planet wants you to do. It wants you to fight it, because when you're mad at something and you're pissed off at something, then that anger, although you think you're fighting against it, there's this bad thing you don't like and you're going to go out there and beat it up. Well, all you're doing is adding to it. So now it gets bigger because you're mad. Here's an example. Young child's in their room, and they see a dark entity. Kids see that. I used to see it. When you're in fear, what happens? The fear feeds it. So now this dark entity that's beside me is now getting bigger and bigger. And it calls its friends, and it's getting big. Why? Because I'm so fearful, because I'm seeing this thing in front of me going, what the hell is that? It's so scary. Now, I'm a child, and my parents say, instead of denying, no, it's not there, don't do it, and the kid goes to bed scared because the parents don't believe them. Now the child's seeing this, but the parents have told them, you are such a powerful being. Just ask God or the angels or whatever you want to teach your child that you are a powerful being. You just ask the light to come in and hold the light. And these things that you're seeing don't like the light. They're just going to dissolve and go away. A child tries that. They're no longer fearful. Hey, I see this thing. I'm not scared. My parents taught me about this beautiful light that's going to come in. That light takes away the power of this thing, just leaves. Child goes to bed peaceful. All's good. Now, when a child tells you there's a scary thing in their room, what does a parent do? Oh my gosh, there's a scary thing. They get scared. The child's scared, the parent's scared, this thing's just getting bigger. Now the child's seeing it bigger, getting more scared, and you have this whole thing that gets worse and worse every night, until you realize and give that child the power of themselves to say, listen, there is nothing to be afraid of. Where do children learn this fear? The fear comes from being human. It's deep in our weaving of our DNA, right? So when you start this healing process, things like that start to unravel. That deep fear we had as children, the deep fear of the unknown, the deep fear of the future, and the anxiety starts to melt away. Simple little things of being in awareness, saying, hey, this is scaring me today, or this is, okay, as an adult, we're not going to get scared of monsters. Sometimes we do. But let's just say, oh, I'm scared of the unknown. I have a big speech. See if people laugh at me. There's fear of being judged. There's fear of being financially, losing your stuff financially. They're not financially secure. There's fear of abandonment, fear of gaining weight, fear of not being loved. You can name, there's fear and worry comes in many different shapes and sizes, and we're all different. So our fears are different. Fear is just an illusion. It's not real, but it's there. And when you're in it, it feels real. I get that. So I've been there. And sometimes fear tries to creep up and throw things in my head. And, you suck. Why are you doing these things? Don't even do it. People are laughing at you. And, back in the day, that would bother me. But because I've pulled out a lot of that resistance, a lot of that self-doubt over the years, I can just say, yeah, okay, that is a false thought. I am full of love. And if this is wrong, so be it. I'm going to send it out. I don't care. But it was not a overnight journey for me. And for those of you who know me well, my journeys, I should write books and they wouldn't even sound real of the things I've had to go through. But they're just, that's my journey. Everyone's journey is different as you come into this awakening, as you're waking up and realize there's more to life than just this 3D. And then there's a fear like, oh my gosh, was I doing all this wrong? Did I create this life? And then there's fear, can I get out of it? But over time, as you're chipping away, you are going to feel more peace. Your light is going to go up. It's going to feel better. So if you get 5 minutes a day of more peace in your life, honor it, appreciate it. One thing that I noticed is whenever I appreciate something, like let's say a new experience happened, I've never had that before, and I go, wow, that was so cool. I love that experience. Bring it on. Well, it's like they're clapping on the other side. She liked it. She gets it. Let's give her another one. Let's give her another one. I get addicted to these different things happening in my life. And because of that, they happen more and more. Another example, when I used to go jogging, I haven't jogged so much anymore. Whenever I saw a worm and the worm was struggling after a rainstorm and it was stuck on the sidewalk, I just felt like it gave me so much love to grab the worm and put it in the soil. And because I love that, it made me feel so much joy. I probably saw the most worms every time I went jogging. Sometimes I wouldn't even jog. I'd just be picking up worms and throwing them over. And then I realized I'm creating this because I love putting them back and it made me feel happy. So the universe kept giving me that experience. Let's give it to her. Okay, now there's way too many words to pick up all the time. So I said, then I realized, I said, okay, I love the experience. I thank you for it, but let's slow it down. Seeing a worm once in a while is a great thing, but I don't need many and many of them because whatever we think about grows, right? So we don't want to, so we're creating, but then there's this balance of what's this and what should I do? And then the overthinking, there's so much going on. So when your journey is happening, the power of what you're taking in is for you to discern. Now, in this day and age, I'm a better discerner. I have much more prudence, but sometimes I need help and I have to ask. And I have a great partner that I can bounce. He's very balanced. He's just amazing. So I can go to him. Don't give me the answer, but this is the situation I'm in right now. And I'm actually kind of confused if I were to do this, or I should do this. And I'm actually don't know. So instead of giving me the answer, he'll walk me through the different scenarios and see, okay, how do you feel? Which one's better for you? So he's teaching me how to learn to do what is best for me to create a better reality going forward. I am getting better and better, but sometimes when things are a little bit too close, too personal, they're very hard for me to discern. Yet, if a client came to me, it's easy to see it on someone else. Why is it easier to see on someone else? Because I don't have an emotional attachment. I don't have the expectation of an outcome. It just is. I would always love to see the client do the best. So I'll guide them into what the best thing is. But if it's for me, I don't know what the best thing is because I'm in it, it's emotional. So I seek the guidance of someone else. Sometimes when there's a bunch of people and we're all feeling something different, it's not a bad thing to collaborate and say, okay, what is the best thing here? Let's use our intuition and say, okay, what is the best for the collective? And let's figure this out. And why do you have to do that? Because we're all coming with different perceptions. So I may not be clear on something, they may be more clear on something, and you kind of just talk it out and it makes more sense and allow that to resonate. But in the end, who makes this final decision about your life? It should be you. Don't give away your power to anyone else. It's your power. It's your magic. It's your creation. So let's say I'm in a family and they're not acting nicely. I can choose to act like them and just forget about my self-growth. Or I can decide they can act that way, but I'm going to work on me. Now, I can use them excuse, oh, I didn't meditate today. I didn't do this today because my family was acting all off, whatever, and they made me feel bad, whatever. Well, I just gave them away my power to make me feel that way. But aren't you just an important being where you can just say, hey, I'm taking this time for myself because I deserve it? And I'm going to go into my space, walk in closet, wherever it is, my car, leave for a walk, because that's my personal time for me to work on me. And if I start to get better and I'm feeling better and they're not, am I responsible for them feeling bad? No, that's their choice. I'm not going to rub it in their face. I'm going to hold my light. Hopefully they'll be drawn to it, but I don't want to jump into their chaos, their drama, or anything like that. It's practicing. The people we live with are our best teachers. So, okay, someone said here, this is a direct message. So, okay. So some people, if I understand it, is there are people who are sensitive of other people's feelings, and you're gonna always please everyone else because you want to please because you're a pleaser, and you forget about yourself. And it takes years to learn that you matter, and the discernment and the prudence that you matter, and put yourself first. It takes time. I get it's frustrating. I was there. I was the person who would walk into danger to help someone else. I was someone who would be high. If there was someone feeling low, I would go low and wallow with them, and my whole life would fall apart because of that. I never put myself first. But over time, as you take away this resistance, you try and release it, you work on yourself, you say affirmations, and affirmations out loud are most important nowadays. I am beautiful, I am strong, I'm compassionate, I matter, I'm healthy, I'm, intelligent, all those things. Send them out to the universe every day. I matter, I matter, I matter. I'm ready to change. I'm ready to accept the love that I am. I'm ready to know who I am. Stay with it. Because there's a picture that comes to my mind that I sent to a client this week, that big cloud of mess that's in our brain, that's in our subconscious, over time chips away. But say if it's still down this big, not this big, you're still in it. So you're still not making the right choices. But eventually it starts to clear, and you start to hear the direction of your heart that brings you into the positive ways of your life. We are our own worst enemy. There is a duality within us that does not want us to succeed, does not want us to change, that just wants us to be stagnant. And this is where I want you to connect to that God in you and say, I matter. I'm going to do the best I can to be the best version of me. It's a struggle. It's humanity, it's duality, and we don't need it anymore. When we go to this new earth, this where duality leaves the planet and it's only love. Well, how do you compare? You're going to compare love with more love. We don't have to live in duality anymore. We can take away the drama, take away just ease and flow. Now, it might take generations for the entire earth to get here, and that's okay because it's a process. It was taking us a long time to get to this spot. So it's going to take some time to clear it out. But there's some of us that are doing a little bit of ahead, not that we're better. We're working really hard. We're really chipping away, because we have this pull in our heart that's bringing us to hold the light for those who can't. Now, I know I've done this on other planets. I get it. I know so much information. I can't even expel it sometimes because people would think that I'm probably crazy. So I try to communicate what I know in bits of small pieces so one can understand. And the message I try to drill in every one of these calls is, you are such a powerful being. Take that time to work on you and allow your magnificence to shine, and never give away your power. Okay, so here's another question. They're coming in as direct, but I think they're great because it's here's one. Okay, so it's saying, say if you're in a household and there is someone around the household that is angry with everyone and everything you do, you ignore them or try and have a conversation with them. Do you ignore them? Okay, the question is, do you ignore them or do you have a conversation with them? And they're angry. All right. I would say it's case by case. You never really want to ignore anyone because that just festers them. I mean, you can at least say hi and say, hey, how you doing? I'm just going to go do my stuff and, just kind of keep the peace. But if they're throwing things around and doing stuff, what I would do, this is what I would do. And I did live in this case with a very angry person. I would actually go into the other room, a room that they wouldn't see me in. And I use EFT, which is tapping. And I would think of the anger in that person. And as I tapped, then the tapping just like kind of clearing their field and thinking of that angry person, thinking of myself and how I'm feeling with their anger is just making everyone uncomfortable. And I don't know, it was transformative. That person would then be singing and whistling in a matter of minutes. I'm thinking, wow, this is powerful. Try it on a child who's having a temper tantrum. They're freaking out, screaming, leave the room, tap. They will settle down. And then to the point where kids are so sensitive to that EFT power or the energy, they'll actually say, stop tapping me, I want to be mad. But once that thing's out of their field, they're nice and calm. Try having conversations with that person when they are calmer, right? Maybe try EFT, let them to calm down, say, hey, what's going on? Why were you so mad a moment ago? They might not even remember why they were mad a moment ago because you've tapped out that negative energy for them. Tapping is very powerful. That is something you can use for you, your family, your pets, whatever it is. And I have a video on that. It's on my YouTube thing. Just put EFT, you'll find it. I did a thing on that one. So you don't have to ignore. Ignoring just builds more tension in the house. That person's like, oh, look, you think you're better than me because you're in a good mood, I'm in a bad mood. And then they'll do everything to try to get you in a bad mood. So acknowledge them. Hey, how you doing? I'm going to step out. Go EFT them, see if that works. If you do EFT on someone and you have a cool story about it, let me know. I love that. That's awesome. I think the other thing I wanted to say today, actually, I had a lot of talking points actually, and we're actually really close to the sending of the energy. One thing I'll leave with is I have been speaking with some clients about my partner. Now, my partner is a brilliant man who saved my life. And I say that because I truly believe it. He helped me learn. I've been working on myself. So I was really learning about self-love. But then there would be incidents that made me feel worse. And then I would crawl out of that hole, walk into danger again and make me feel worse. And I was getting lower and lower and lower. So there's this part of me that just loved humanity. I could give as much love to everyone, but I just didn't know how to include myself in that love. I didn't even know I had a problem, to be quite honest. No one ever points that out to you, they have a problem. Until this man came in my life and he said, you're such a beautiful person, but why don't you love yourself? I'm like, huh? So he worked on me. He taught me. Why did you just say that about yourself? Why did you just do this? Why did you do that? It was like actually the worst 2 years of my life as I got picked apart for all the things that I was doing wrong. And that's because I just didn't know better. And I was just so confused on what was right and wrong for me. I get that. So I've been working with this, my partner is Sim, wonderful man. And recently he started doing readings for people. Now he's got a beautiful ability. He's beautiful. So I've been asking him to try doing readings with people, and not that he can't do them. He just was kind of blunt when he would say the messages because he was working on me. I can take anything. I've been to psychics before and they said, oh, you're so tough. I can tell you anything. And they would tell me stuff so deep. I would go home and cry about it. But I would work on it because I always took their advice to heart. Not because I gave away my power. I never want to give away my power, but hey, listen, if they're saying something I can work on, I'm going to work on it wholeheartedly. So when you work with someone, and I'm a lot more softer, if you ever work on a session with me and something's coming up, I'll tell you in the most roundabout, kindest way, not to hurt your feelings, because I don't want you going home to cry like I used to, in a very gentle way. But for those of you who are ready to hear the truth, and I'm going to send out an email about him. He does take calls, but what I want you to know is he's not like a psychic. He's not going to really focus on the future too much, although he can. His goal is to do what he did to me in a more gentle manner, where let's go in to find out what is bothering you in your lifetime. Or like, say if you have a pattern you don't understand, you can ask questions. and he'll just give you the truth of what it is in your subconscious mind, the way you're thinking on how to break it. And maybe a past life might come in to show you why you're doing it. And maybe someone from the other side might come and give you a message. But whenever you're seeing someone like myself or someone a little more intuitive, see, you never want to give away your power, because in the end, you're the creator of your reality. It's beautiful to get the messages. And I say, if you use them correctly, the messages are beautiful. So if you're ready to understand more about where you're at, how you want to grow, someone like that is beautiful. Difference, and it's funny because I was trying to figure out what's the difference between, we work differently, very differently, but when I'm working with a client and all their crap's coming at me, it's like everything that's happening on this timeline of linearity comes at me at once that I can't make sense of it. So let's say releasing a past life, a future life, this life, it's all a mixed bag. I can't tell you what's releasing, why, and whatever, because it's just releasing. Just let it go and let it do its thing. But when there's someone who's reading your field, they're somehow able to discern the linearity of it. Like the time is, oh, this happened to you at this age, whatever, and this has caused this, and that's caused that. And then if you start to heal this, you'll get to where you want to go. So I really love psychic readings from good psychics. And why I say good psychics, a lot of psychics can read, but they give really horrible messages for one, or they I can't say, I've been to some that I was not too impressed with. I'm just like, yeah, okay. And then there's some that use that information to really empower and help you grow. And those are my favorite ones. The ones that really care for you, that want to see this Brenda become that. So I'm so blessed that he's doing these readings, because I have kept them to myself for the last 2 years, and I have let him work on me every single day. And it's been a beautiful thing. And I've come to a place where he always says, you're so different now. You love yourself. I'm like, I can feel it. I really do. So the decisions I'm making, I'm really making conscious decisions to make the best decisions for me. And if everyone could get there, oh wow, it's just a big shift in my life, and I'm so blessed to be here. Now, someone was asking, how do you heal yourself from anxiety and depression when it's deeply conditioned and anxiety does not want to leave? Okay. Wow. So you're a young child and you are living with a parent that is highly anxious, worrying about everything. Don't touch this, you might get this. How do you get rid of that? Because that is in your subconscious so deep, because you were this child who saw it. You share that same DNA with your spiritual DNA as your parents. Sometimes it's an ancestral thing. You'll notice that all the mothers, all your aunts have the same anxiety going on. Ever see that? And then, or my family, I shouldn't get my family, I appreciate it. So we'll back out. But let's just say you have a family that has a pattern. You can see it in all of it. Like your cousins, like, where's this coming from? Sometimes it's ancestral. How do you heal that? Chip away at yourself. One thing that I'll say, every time you say affirmations, you appreciate the things around you. You do energy work, you meditate, there's so many different things you can do. EFT, the tapping is amazing. And seriously, I've probably tapped in 1 week 300 times when I was going through some anxiety. And every time my anxiety would build up, I would tap. And I would always think, well, it's not working, because it would go away, but then I feel it again. What my guides showed me is, yes, it is going away. That energetic pattern that made me anxious left. The reason I'm feeling anxious again is because there's many energetic patterns to release. So another one comes in, I feel anxious, I tap it, it's gone. Tapping will really help you release the anxiety, depression, when you're feeling sad. Oh yeah, then someone's saying you can do Akashic Records work. You definitely can do that, because we're so complicated. Eating healthy, even, like you can even go through it as I'm going to eat healthier. A lot of the foods we eat cause depression, cause anxiety. So if you're starting to change your diet, even maybe less, I love my coffee, so I'm not telling you what to do, less coffee, eating more healthy, more water, more fresh vegetables. Sometimes if I'm feeling a little bit off, I'll just go grab a hand of blueberries and I'll eat them. Actually, I'll eat tons of them. And actually my mood will change just by eating the high vibrating blueberries. So there are different ways you can tackle that. Affirmation. So another one, you put your hand in your chest and you move it to your left shoulder and you say, I am safe, I am loved. Now what that's doing is changing an up and down energetic field as you're saying, I am safe, I am loved, and deep breathing. It can actually bring this beautiful calmness to you. So there are different ways of tapping. You can work on Akashic records, you can work on energy work, you can just slowly peel away. The biggest thing is when you're healing is to have tolerance for yourself and patience for yourself. Those are so critical on your journey. If you get pissed off at yourself because here I am again, I'm doing this again, that's okay. It's a habit. It's in your nervous system. When someone used to yell at you and then you're now 10 years later, that person comes in front of you and your body shakes, that's just your nervous system remembering the trauma. Be kind to yourself, even though you know I shouldn't be scared. I'm an adult now. That's that energy. So we're very multidimensional beings. There's not one catch-all way to heal. Some people heal through exercise, through yoga, through meditation, through affirmations, through reading books, support groups, therapy. There's the Akashic records. There's so many different ways to work on yourself. The key, and we're going to start the healing now, is you never give away your power. Never. Your answers are right here. And if you're confused on what is the right answer, like I am, seek out someone that you can talk to. Try to figure out. Don't make a decision right away. Like, you should never be pressured to make a decision. I was always pressured. Why now? Well, I'm going to make the wrong one if you tell me to do it now. Let me take it away. Let me think about it. Then I'll come back with the right answer that's best for me. Put yourself first. You matter. You are loved. Treat yourself because you are a piece of God. And we have to look at all of this beautiful world, the good, the bad, all of it. It's all part of the divine plan that we're in. So everything's a part of God, sometimes separated, but still a part of God. So leave nothing out. And that includes not leaving yourself out, the most important thing. Now let's get into the healing. And just so you know I talked a lot on this one, but it's only because I've had so many questions coming in from so many different ways. And I think the bottom line is there's so much confusion on how we heal. There's no one answer. But we deserve to heal. We're going to allow healing. And the energy's been flowing the whole time. So I don't think we got chipped off on any energy. We're good. It is going to intensify now that I'm going to start bringing that in even more so. And the way this works is everyone's going to have their own healing wherever you are. We're all in octahedrons of love. You have your own teams working on you. We are going to allow this work. And then we are going to then start sending it out to our family, friends, our homes, and then much, much broader to this entire earth and then the universe. And the beautiful thing is this energy is so intelligent. It knows exactly what we need. So you don't have to say, hey, I got an ache here and an ache there, and this bothers me, and my anxiety is up, my depression is up. Just let it go and say, I'm ready to heal at all levels. I'm just ready. Just the biggest thing is giving that permission. So I'm going to start the music. If anyone has a quick question in there, you can either shut it out or type it in. I'm going to get the music set up, and I don't have any problems answering the questions. And again, if I don't get to your questions or whatever I said caused you to have a question, well, you can always email me, text me, or just reach out. I don't have a problem talking to anyone about anything. Okay, let's drink some water. Oh, one more thing with the depression and anxiety, I used to have tons of it. Nobody knew. I had smiling depression. When I would go into my depressive state, I could be there for 3 weeks and I would go down fast. As you're starting to do the work, you're going to notice you dip, but you're not going to be down for 3 weeks. It's going to be 2 weeks, then 1 week, and then 1 day, and then 5 minutes. That's the beauty. And then acknowledge yourself. Look, I'm doing so much better. My depression only lasted 5 days instead of 2 weeks. Give your check marks, pat yourself on the back for the small wins. All right. If you have any questions about that, I've been there, so you can reach out to me and I'll have a chat with you directly. Maybe I can give you something that's helpful. Okay. I'm not sure what to start with. And you know what? Let's try something different. Let's just do a shuffle. See where it takes us today. Oh, my favorite song. Can you believe that? Yes. Thank you. All right, everyone. I'm sharing the music. Give me a second here. How do I do this? Advanced, discard, audio. All right, now I'm going to balance the music a little bit lower. 1 second. If someone can let me know if you can still hear the music, but you're hearing my voice as well, that would be great. I'm going to talk like this. Does it sound okay? All right, I think I'm getting better at this. I realize the music has to be really low on my end. You guys still hear it, and I don't, but that's okay because it's going through the computer. So is that a thumbs up? We're good? I'm going to check a message here. It's good. All right, thank you. So we're going to get cozy. Okay, so last time it was too high. Okay, I thought I was getting better. Now it's good? All right, we're good. All right, perfect. So I'm going to bring my thing a little bit closer. All right, everyone. You're getting cozy. You are now in the receiving mode of love, of this beautiful energy that loves you so much. I want to thank everyone for being here because, and anyone who listens to this in the future, you're actually included. These beings of light know who's going to be on the call later, who's going to listen, and how many times someone's going to repeat listening, because that does happen. And that is a-okay because it works on you each time. You're loved, you're magnificent, and if they can serve us and help us be part of this change, because in essence, as we're allowing this love in, we're actually holding the love, the light for Mother Earth and humanity to follow through. So we're all in this beautiful change together. You're breathing in any way that's comfortable for you. You kind of want to fill the belly with air and then just let it out. Now, as you are taking these deep breaths, loving breaths, you want to allow that air, that love to kind of be placed in parts of your body that might be hurting, might have tension. Just direct that. And how do you direct that? Just ask, may this breath be directed to here, here, and here. And then allow it to do its work. The tension, the pain, the frustration is just melting away. Every time we have these healings, really all you need to do is relax and let go. Sometimes it's nice to be an active participant, but if you find that once this healing part starts, that you're just drifting, you can't hear the voice of the music, that is just okay. No problems at all. Just be with the healing in any way that you are comfortable. We are bringing balance to our chakras, our meridian systems, clearing out our auric fields and biofields, just allowing this master light to weave through our essence, Releasing any dense energy that is no longer needed, replacing it with God's love and light. A lot of people are noticing these healings are becoming stronger. They're having bigger shifts. Just allow for whatever is ready to be released today and replaced with God's love and light. And for some, you might feel a tingling sensation or warmth running up and down your body. You may feel the loving hands embraced around you. You are safe, you are loved, you are magnificent, you are known. We're bringing you back to your birthright. That is everyone's true state of peace, happiness, joy, health, abundance, harmony. Just continue to take deep breaths that are comfortable for you. If there's anything that you know that you're ready to heal, perhaps a pattern of behavior, a pattern of thought, you can ask that to come to the surface for release today. Perhaps it's a physical pain that you're ready to release. Maybe bring that up. Or you can just simply say, I don't know what I'm ready to release. Just release whatever is ready at this point in time. With these healings, we're healing at an emotional level, a mental level, a physical level, and there are no limits to what you can release. You might just have that miracle shift. You wake up tomorrow morning saying, wow, I feel so different. My body feels more energized. I'm pain-free. I'm feeling happier. Wow, I'm so optimistic. I'm inspired. And when you notice these changes, we'll send a deep appreciation. Because when we appreciate these healings that are given, they're magnified, they're repeated. And wouldn't that be lovely? We all deserve that peace, that love, that joy, that health. At this time, you're going to continue with your healing. We're going to send any special intentions to loved ones you might be concerned about. We're also knowing that this energy is flowing through our homes and being made available to anyone there today, including pets, family, friends. The entire home is being cleared of dense energies. Perhaps there was an argument. Perhaps that angry person was there. Let's neutralize, transmute that energy, replace it with love and high vibration. Your house is feeling lighter and brighter. The light on this planet is so powerful. It's getting stronger and stronger every day. We are no longer in bubbles of protection. We are now in aggressive bubbles of light where you are a powerful being. The light of God extending out all directions to everything and everyone pass that comes around. Your entire home is filled with light. Your food tastes better, the air in your house smells and lighter and better. Even the colors in your home seem brighter. I'll say that each of our homes are full of love, joy, and harmony and happiness. And we'll weave that love, the essence of your homes. Now your healing is continuing. If there's anything that's feeling emotionally heavy, ask for it to be removed at this time. It's no longer needed. You don't have to understand it. You don't have to know where it's coming from. You can just simply say, I'm letting it go. I'm allowing the light of God. I'm allowing my magnificence to come to the forefront. As your healing continues, and your family and friends and your special intentions and your pets in your home, you're now sending out a beautiful, powerful and this beautiful energy now starting to slowly make its way all over Mother Earth. It's expanding, moving through the ocean and the land, the forest and the air and the water. It's going to all areas of the earth. Nothing is being left behind. The love of God is being made available to every single being on this planet. You can't force what it does. You can only make it available. It's up to that person's higher self, up to the animals or the land. Moving as it's take a lot more deep breaths. Beautiful energy continues its work. This energy is not leaving out anything. Everything and everyone is loved, surrounded, included. You're all part of this divine, beautiful energy. As we start to make our journey back home to you, our healing magnified. Some of us resistance or tears, just let it flow. There's no need to hide it or suppress it. Just let it go. It's just part of the healing process. As this energy is transmuted, it's replaced with this beautiful, loving, intelligent energy, raising your vibration, your frequency, positive thoughts, healing any splinters or soul fragments that are ready to come back to you, to the whole. Welcome any healing that is right for you at this time. There's a powerful force of love. We're asking it to break any oaths or contracts, agreements, and vows, perhaps made consciously or unconsciously, knowingly or unknowingly, in any timeline. If it's no longer serving us, we're asking them to dissolve and transmute, leaving us in a much more balanced state to allow the love that is here for us. Here we have more discernment and prudence. We make choices for ourselves, holding ourselves in the love of God, knowing how powerful and important we are. Just breathing through this healing, allowing deep breaths for this love to enter our system, and exhaling, release anything that's no longer needed. And feel that magnificence in every cell of your body. You're now asking your smart body, your Merkaba, activate to its fullest potential, giving us as much healing power as possible. When this system is on high alert, working at high capacity, nothing can get through. You're stimulating deep healing, releasing any interference, promoting healing at all levels. You want to ask for the courage to be able to change for the positive. We ask for the inspirations to come throughout the day so you know what your next step is very clearly. that created. We're asking for those thoughts, your actions, your words to be positive, transformative, compassionate, and kind. Allowing a deep breath to anchor all love into every cell of your body. Knowing that we have intelligence that knows exactly what we need. That all our healings are always being guided by our higher selves, our souls that know exactly what we need at this time. We honor your uniqueness, your magnificence, your intelligence, your power, and loving kindness within you. This healing is for all aspects of you. Splinter parts of us that are replaying trauma. Let's send them all extra loving, healing energy so that they heal and return back home. Your heart is becoming more full at levels that we don't understand. Love in our hearts. As we hold light, we then spread that light to everyone and everything. You're powerful. You're magnificent. You're loved. You're known. You matter. You're worthy. You're deserving. You're healthy. You're abundant. You're full of joy and happiness. Allowing that to your essence. Okay, so now we are slowly bringing this healing to a close. We're allowing that love of God to be with you for the next days as it does its work. It knows exactly what to do. There's nothing you need to do. But staying in a state of allowance, allowing that love to penetrate you. Taking another deep breath to anchor this love into all of your cells. Although this healing is coming to an end, it does not end. Imagine this beautiful wave of light that is staying around Mother Earth. It's actually also being sent to the entire universe and back to the beings that are helping us heal. We're sending love to everyone and everything. What we blesses us back. You are loved, you are important, you are healing. Each and every one of us is now being placed in a liquid bubble of love. This bubble is so strong and so beautiful that it radiates love outward so powerfully that everywhere you are, you shine like a beam of light, holding the light for those who can't. You're anchoring that light in very deeply. We're going to ask that these healings continue into the night, the next few days. We're going to ask that you drink plenty of water to support the healing. And if you're using the bathroom, you're just letting the toxins go. They're no longer needed. We're all in this together. As our light increases, it helps everyone and everything. Allowing that light to penetrate deeply. Taking deep breaths to anchor the light. For those of you who are ready to come back, move your bodies. For those of you who want to stay in this meditative state, just stay there and enjoy the love. Either way, the energy is going to stay with you. Okay. Just a moment, I'm going to use the bowl. Allowing that love to continue around this beautiful world, and it will stay there. We've made a beautiful difference today. I thank you all for joining me, for holding the light for those who can't, for setting those special intentions for those who need it the most, and for being here and adding to this powerful healing. Thank all the beings of light that were here today and continue to be with us. Thank our higher selves and our souls and the families and beings of light that love us so. We thank Mother Earth for all that she does and for bringing us along on this ascension process. We are blessed to be a part of all this. We will do our part as we are inspired to do so. Beautiful. I'm going to just slow down with the music. I'm going to bring out the bowl. For those of you who feel the bowl is a little too intense, you're more than welcome to hang up now. What the bowl does, it uses vibrational medicine, kind of resonates, and it just kind of breaks up all that stuff we don't need, promoting more healing. If the bowl doesn't sound perfectly through the speaker or the microphone, it's still working with the right intentions. So not to worry, although I'm going to try to make it sound as best I can. thank you so much for joining me. If you feel dizzy still, drink lots of water, stomp your feet. That was quite a session as usual, but you know, some of us feel some sessions are more powerful than others. It's really the receiving mode that you're in when you're feeling them, but they are progressively getting stronger because each and every day the light on the planet's getting stronger. So that's coming through with the healings as well. Also, if you're attending these calls often, your resistance is lessening, so you're feeling it more, which is really neat as well. So it's really neat when I get those things saying, wow, that was really powerful. It's because someone may have never felt something, then they start to slowly, then get stronger and stronger. So beautiful. You might feel very thirsty. Just drink as much water as you're needed. Even if you're waking up and drinking water, that's just your body needing it. If you have any cravings for food after a session like this, I usually say do it because it's like a workout. So you might be very hungry, and that's okay too. So, oh, thank you. I have beautiful hair. I try. Actually, I think for some reason, like I was rushing, I don't know, when I sit in front of the camera, something happens. My hair always looks better than I think it looks. So thank you. Thank you all for joining. It's been beautiful. If you have any questions, like I said, feel free to check out my website, and you can book a free consult if you want a Zoom session, or just give me a call or a text and I'll reach out to you, or email. I'll reach out to you as quickly as I can. Have a beautiful night. That was beautiful. Thank you all for joining. And I will send out a replay. I'll just throw this on YouTube. And if you have any questions, again, reach out. And I'm going to put a Sims information on there. And again, don't feel things like that. It has a call to you. If you're ready to know what can really, you know, he's got a beautiful ability that is beyond anything I've ever come into contact with. So, all right, everyone. Blessings to all. Sweet dreams. And oh, next week we are off. Today's the 27th, so I'm just looking at the calendar. We will be back online for another live session July 11th. So I will send out reminders when we get closer to that. All right, everyone. Good night. And again, thank you so much. You're all very welcome, and thank you for attending.